Good morning, good life. Welcome back to AmyTV, where we come together to help you go after the life you want. Something I've been very much enjoying about this month is talking a little bit more about one of my passions that I don't get to share very often: shopping. And I'm very excited because this episode is sponsored by my friends at Klarna, who are going to come in very handy for this conversation. Make a little bit of a distinction. I don't just like buying things for myself. Like, that's so like, of course you do. Everybody does. Nobody says it out loud, but everybody does. Let's be honest. But I get like a lot of like internal happiness over buying something nice for somebody else. I guess you could say it's my love language. I've never really thought of it as my love language because whenever somebody gets me a gift, I'm more like, I don't understand why. So that makes no sense because I know when I'm picking something out for someone, I am so excited about the meaning of it or the experience of it or whatever. So I take gifts very seriously. And something I also talk about is nurturing relationships and sending thank you notes in the mail and stuff like that. So every once in a while, a gift makes sense. Like saying, hey, it's your birthday and we're all getting older and we don't get birthday gifts anymore. So I found this thing, it reminds me of you. I'm not getting it just because it's your birthday, I'm getting it because it made me think of you. I think those kinds of statements are really special. But it is the holiday season right now, and sometimes you want to be able to do those things, but you also don't want to make silly financial decisions when you do those things. Sometimes that means putting too much on your credit card. That's not great because whenever you do that, you're probably getting charged interest. That's not very good because somebody's $20 gift changes drastically in price if you think about what that is in the future. And other times, like this moment in time for me, it's like you're actually buying for a lot more people than typical, and that's requiring a lot of cash flow, which is also not ideal because we gotta pay rent, we gotta pay bills. Cash is king. So I kind of wanted to talk about my tactic for this, and it's all because of the sponsor of this episode of AmyTV, and that is our friends at Klarna. When you see this app, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, did Amy build this? Because it looks like Amy. This app literally looks like Amy. So basically, when I start shopping, whether it's for me or when I'm shopping for gifts, I'm very specific about what I'm looking for and where I want to get it from. Even if I know one retailer has it, I want to find the best deal possible, and I want to be able to pay for it in a way that works for my payment schedule, not somebody else's. So I'm basically shopping and paying with a partner, and that is Klarna. And so by doing so, I make sure I get the best deal, and I also do it on my terms. You know, we're all about going after the life we want. And that's a life on our terms, okay? I'm also realizing I do this a lot in videos. There's definitely a video where me and my husband both stuck our tongue out a total of together like 5 times. Must have been a good day. Okay, so here's my process. I use my planner and my bullet journal to write down what are the important events coming up this month, who are the people I need to be thinking about, what are the birthdays, what are the anniversaries, what are the big occasions. All the social networks are so good for figuring out what should be on your radar so that you can mark it down and hopefully remember it for future years as well. So I have apps that track birthdays and all those kinds of things, and that's really where I spend the most amount of my time because the least I can do is send a gift in the mail. Or not that. The least I can do is put a card in the mail. I'm already getting ahead of myself. The special situations, I want to get a gift. So if it's somebody very close to me, somebody who I'm trying to build a better relationship with, etc. So this is what I open the Klarna app for. My favorite retailers are already in it. You've got Amazon. We could just end the list there if we wanted to. You really could. You have ASOS, you have H&M, you have a number of different places you probably shop on a regular basis. You're basically just using this app as like a gateway into looking at all of their inventory. So if you already know that something is there that you want, or if you're still just shopping around, this app's really great for the way you want to shop for it so that at checkout, it's much more advantageous to you. When you find the right gift, if it's something you can like customize to make it special, or it's connected to a special story having to do with that person, whatever the case may be, that is where you want to get it. Because what happens is you can then decide to pay for it on whatever terms that work for you. If you think about all of the different ways you have to go through checkout with so many different retailers, it's annoying. You're like, oh, did I save my credit card here? Did I have my login for this there? Like, it's very disjointed. Where everything stays consistent with Klarna, and you can decide to do the same thing you always do, even break things down into payments. So when you actually get your item, whether it's for yourself or for somebody else, to the checkout in Klarna, you'll be able to see a breakdown of what it would look like to pay for it in 4 payments. And we see this happen a lot, but this is probably the most cohesive experience I've ever seen, where I don't have to be like, oh, how is the experience on this website or that app or whatever. It's all in one space and I know what to expect every time. If you decide to go with a payment plan because you're like, okay, I'm buying for a lot of people right now, or I'm spending a little bit more, then it would be smart for me to pay all at once right now so I don't let go of a lot of cash or take up too much credit and have interest. Your item will get charged for when it gets shipped in terms of that first payment if you're on the payment plan, and then the rest of the payments will simply go through every 2 weeks. So if you're on a typical pay schedule with your work and you get paid every 2 weeks, then it's kind of perfect. Like the payment for the next round to pay off this item happens on the same schedule as your paycheck. At the end of the day, what is the thing that makes it so hard to check out online these days? It's the checkout. It's not picking things out. It's like, did I get the item before it's gonna sell out because the entire world knows about it on the internet right now? I want it. How quickly can I get this done? How efficiently and how on my own terms can I do this? If you're like me and you like to do things for other people, but also make sure you take care of yourself first, this is an insanely great option. Instead of being the person that's like, oh, like I would get a gift, but like I just don't have the money right now. Do you really mean it? Maybe you wouldn't get somebody that gift, and you're just saying that. So then like, just kick that reason out the door. If you really would get something for someone, but you don't want to overextend yourself, this could be a really great option, and it's also going to save you money in the act. By simply following through on payments and being responsible about it, you're not outing yourself with too much cash flow, and you're also not going to pay the interest of your credit cards. And that is like, it's insane what those numbers are these days. Get yourself something special, get someone else something special. Take advantage of that after Christmas sale that's probably going to happen when you're like, oh my gosh, I did not think it was gonna get that cheap, but I still don't wanna pay for all of it up front. I highly recommend you check out Klarna. I will leave a link to it in the description below. My biggest tip about gifting for others or even for yourself is remember that if it's connected to something special or it's connected to an experience, it's gonna be so much more meaningful of an act coming from you, both the way you feel and the way somebody else feels. It's amazing how just a little bit of thought can go a very long way. I specifically like when I think about something very nice for myself sometimes, yes. I feel like I need like a second book author gift. What should I buy myself? The first book that I wrote, I bought myself a pair of very expensive suede boots, and I still love them to this day. What should my second author gift be? Leave that in the comments below. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Hope you're enjoying Vlogmas with me. I will see you again tomorrow. I interrupted my own outro, so I don't recall what the next part was. Subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life that you want. Cheers.
Hey, are you struggling to find time for the things you love? Feel like you're constantly on the go, but taking care of everyone else first? You are not alone, and you deserve so much more. Not only are you capable of taking on this challenge, you already have all the tools it takes to make it happen. That resourcefulness is all you need to get activated by your new daily mantra. Good morning, good life. It's my new book, and it launches on Amazon on December 10th. More details at goodmorninggoodlife.com.
I'm told that we don't have enough bloopers in videos. Bloopering it up for you. I can't do that much with coffee on a couch.